Okay, so what is this? Marilyn has done this before, and I'm going to talk to everybody who's listening to this like it's completely new to the world. Okay, so it is a product. I'm not selling the products. I'm not working for the company. I'm nothing. But this really helped me when I was diagnosed with celiac disease to clean out my gut. And then I fell in love with this. And I know that some of you on this Zoom call that I'll listen to it later have done this before. It is called SP Complete Wellness Powder. It looks like this. Okay, we're going to stick with that. When you scroll through this pamphlet, which is on this one, this is the pamphlet little square right here. I'm going to just show it's just so that we're going to start there. And I just wanted to show kind of how that works. Okay. I should probably do my right left hand, but it's coming up. It takes a little while if you do this at home later on before it pulls up, because it's a big pamphlet that standard process have for this purification cleanse. If you wanted to look at this at home, there is so much information here. They are going to say, hey, get this liver detox pill, get this kidney detox thing, get this and that and the other. We are sticking with SB Complete Wellness Formula. Looks like this. You can look if you want at the powder. It has about 10 grams of protein, I think, per serving. 2 heaping scoops in one smoothie. Make your smoothie however you'd like. More vegetables than fruit and berries, right? We know that. Maybe we use salad. Maybe we use the green ones. Maybe we don't use any green. Maybe we use celery. Maybe we can talk about how to make a smoothie later on. Everybody, I feel like, knows how to make a smoothie. How does this work? Okay, so it works that we eat whole foods, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snack. We eat food the whole time. We eat a lot of food. We don't stop eating, but we eat out of the pantry list that I'm going to pull up to. So what it does is that if we eat a lot of vegetables, fruit, and berries, alongside with the smoothies, with the detoxification powder, which is just whole foods, it will really help to vacuum out the gut lining, the small intestine, the liver. It is in our large intestine, in all the crevices, and it's designed to speed up the metabolism process and the cleansing process. It doesn't mean that we have to run to the bathroom. No, it just means that everything is fuller. And it's like, wow, I think everything got out. I think I feel a little bit easier. It feels a little bit cleaner. So the reason I recommend to do this for 21 days with the powder is because it really does work. Some people ask sometimes, oh, I have another powder, I'll use that. Great, but that powder might be feeding you instead of cleansing you, if that makes sense. So that's why I recommend SB Complete powder. Looks like this. When you go on their pamphlet that we have on this, the brown little square, you open it up with the QR code, the brown square, you will get this pamphlet and you can read about if you want to learn about, like, okay, what is this, why and how. There is towards the end, you can find delicious and healthy recipes. They have that. This is already like a very well designed purification cleanse. So it's very easy, but it's fun to do in a group. And at the very bottom, there's all kinds of QR codes you can just tap on, and they'll take you to shopping list. They take you to the pantry list. They take you to it says all kinds. You can do all kinds of surveys and things for yourself. I am okay. That was the shopping list. You can print out a shopping list if you want to take with you to the grocery store. You can also go to the pantry list that's coming any second again. I love the pantry list, and that because that says what we can eat that works with this powder, so that nothing gets stuck. So I just scroll down. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of products that they want us to also use, which we're not using, because that should be done like under like a nutritionist and then maybe even a doctor, right? Because that speeds up things. So we don't want to do too much. We're just doing like a wellness cleanse. Okay, scan or click for the full pantry list. I'm going to just click for the full pantry list because that's important. Because the pantry list that it's on this pamphlet tells us what we can eat. Look at me with my little tiny old iPad. Okay, so so some of you have you looked at it? Have you scanned through it? Just print that out. It's just 2 pages. It's very easy. And okay, so we're going to talk about that. So there is vegetables, there are fruit, there are healthy fats, there are broths, right? We can eat all that real food. And we all know why cleanses work. There's different kinds of cleanses. How many? Millions of them out there. And they all work because we take away the processed foods, sugar, dairy, all of that. And we'll go through each and every meeting, we'll go through the different like food topics. So now we're just like, how do we do this cleanse? If we can, okay, I'm just going to say like the ultimate way of doing this cleanse is to have your tea. If you do not want to give up coffee, have your coffee black, maybe with oil in it or something like that. Something that is a whole food that says on this list. So there is a limited amount of eating, right? But there is certainly no processed. We all know that. There is no dairy in this cleanse. We know that. We already know that. So in a perfect cleanse day, we'll wake up, we'll have the smoothie with our 2 heaping scoops of the wellness formula. We have our favorite vegetables and fruits. We mix it with water and 2 heaping scoops. And then we get the process starting of elimination. It feels really good. It really clears the system. We can do 2 to 3 smoothies a day. Some do a smoothie in the evening, have it in the fridge, ready to go for the whole next day. Some like to do it in the morning and sip it on the whole day. Maybe take 4 scoops in and make 1 smoothie instead of always standing there with the smoothie machine, right? You can bulk it up and do like your 2 to 3 smoothies in 1 smoothie, and that's your choice. You can eat your vegetables cooked, sauteed, in the oven, mushed, you name it, all the variations, soups, all the variations. Okay, so the ultimate way to do is to do your 2 smoothies in the daytime and then maybe have a meal a little bit later on, right? That's how I was taught to do this. It changes a little bit. Some people know I need like a whole food breakfast before I load up with this smoothie, because sometimes this smoothie it might create too much gas or too much bloating, and then we need to adjust that so we feel good, because there's a lot of fruit and vegetables coming in that maybe we don't eat normally in one day. So adjust accordingly. Now, what are the grains that we can eat on this cleanse? The grains are quinoa and buckwheat. They have notched it down to quinoa and buckwheat because they're not really grains. So the truth is there is really no grains, because quinoa and buckwheat are not grains. Now, if you have celiac like I do, and Chris also has celiac, and some of you who are listening might be like, oh, I have to have other grains. There's a whole array of beans on this pantry list that is allowed. Okay, so some of you that do well with beans, because beans are water soluble, so they go through quicker, right? They don't get stuck. Maybe there is one bean that we can eat. Like maybe for me, it's like going to be black beans. The other beans are like, no, they don't work for me. And I have celiac. If you have celiac, then quinoa, please don't eat it because it has the same protein and breakdown as wheat. Okay, so, but maybe it works for you, then eat it. Okay, how much? Because we're going to want to have the grains and the beans. We're going to be like, yes, I want that with my salads. Be creative. You can have 1 cup daily of the beans. That's a lot of beans. And with these mimicking grains, the quinoa and the buckwheat, I believe we can most likely have 1 cup as well cooked because they're not grains, so they go through a little quicker. Buckwheat goes through the slowest of all the grains, and buckwheat eats up cholesterol. And I think that's why they've put buckwheat on the list and taken away the brown rice. Myself, I will do brown rice instead of quinoa. That's what I will do. It always worked for me. White rice, no, because it's refined and it is washed and it slows down the process. Please read through the pantry list. So in a perfect day, there is 2 smoothies. There are plenty of snacks in between, and then there's a lunch. There is a dinner. All those things of the foods that's in the pantry list. Does that make sense? We just have to like, okay, shift gear and like, okay, I'm eating these foods now. So then we clean out our pantry at home like a good maybe week or so before. So we are eliminating, reaching for foods that were not maybe on this list. Why are we doing it? We are doing this cleanse because it will help and clean our gut lining, our intestines, our liver, and our kidneys. And it will help to keep, after we're all done, it will, so it in the process, it cleans out and eliminates, that's a big word, it helps to clean out inflammation, right? Out of joints, out of our skin, it helps for the vision, hair and nails, all of that. Sleep, it helps to balance hormones, all of those things. And it also does shed some pounds because most likely we're going to eat like in a little bit less calorie intake because fruit and vegetables, we're going to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables and beans and quinoas in a lot of smoothies to make it up to like say 1,500 and 2,000 calories a day, which is like what we should be taking in. So we're going to be maybe a little bit lower, and that's how the pounds, some of it will, you're like, oh, notice a little bit here and there. Maybe this is not a weight loss program, but everybody does lose a little bit of weight on this cleanse too, because we reset our metabolism system. Okay, let me know if there's any questions, and I'm going to just go through my list. Okay, that's right. Okay.
Garbanzo beans
Yes,
and
that's
making hummus.
Yeah.
Is okay.
Yeah, you can
To eat with the raw vegetables or spoon it in.
Spoon it in. Vinegars, apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, flour. They take up, they are the dairies that we can have for this. They say coconut milk and hemp milk, coconut cream, coconut. Okay, so because it is the most, I believe, water soluble form, so it doesn't get stuck so long. Me personally, I have all these different hookups with different things. Maybe you do too, and maybe that's why we're doing this cleanse. It becomes a little too much mucus for me with coconut. But hey, if you needed like a meal, if you needed like, oh, I need something more, make your smoothie with coconut milk. It tastes like on vacation. It tastes pretty good. Okay, so we have the first 10 days. In a perfect world, we're going to move into protein. There is no protein besides the protein that is in this shake, which is per serving. Is it 10 protein? Yeah, it's 10 grams per serving. So if you do 2 smoothies a day, it means 4 scoops. That means you get 20 grams of protein in one day. That's not very much protein. If you do 3 smoothies, you get 40 grams, which is not that much protein. But we also not wanting to overload our kidneys with protein, our system during these 21 days only. We are resetting. We are washing our cells. Maybe we change our DNA. Who knows? That would be amazing. Okay, so with that said, okay, so the first 10 days, we're supposed to just eat what's on the pantry list. Unlimited amount, more vegetables than fruit. Berries, unlimited. Go easy on the blackberries. They can sometimes cause a little bit of, if we just dump in a bag of blackberries for a smoothie, that could be so much antioxidants that it makes us feel sick because they're so dark, right? And generally, we don't eat so many of them unless you at home or listen to this is a blackberry eater.
That's my daughter.
All the time. Yeah, yes. My daughters too, they love the blackberries. They can eat heaps of them. Anyway, yeah. So if it works, eat them. Now, the next day 11 to day 21, we can add in protein, right? We can add in white fish. We can add in the chicken, okay? Not the beef quite yet because that's very dense and it can work as like a stopper in the digestive system because it's designed to keep us full for a long time, so it takes much longer time to break down. So then if we put a smoothie on top of a beef, it's like, whoa, why am I bloated on this cleanse? So highly recommend not to do beef during this cleanse. Now, okay, so we know to do that, it's 21 days. The week before the cleanse, we stop, eliminate processed foods. So we are like, okay, wow, I'm just doing whole food now for a week without smoothies. We eliminate alcohol. We eliminate caffeine. Maybe whatever you are doing this cleanse for, you will hone in on that area of your food and your life, right? For me, it's probably chocolate and coffee that I would like to just sort out a little bit because every year it's like, okay, that amped up a little too much. You got to take it back down because it's extremely dehydrating and it dries out the joints, the muscles, the skin, the whole thing, right? So we know that. And okay, so we take a week ahead to start eliminating the processed sugary, dairy, all the foods that give us headache when we stop eating them. We eliminate that so we don't get the headache and the feeling of wanting something to satisfy our need for comfort during that 21 days. Not easy. We have to find other things. Can we use sugar? Yeah, we can do some sugars. There's like monk fruit and stevia, I think, on there. Stevia is, and monk fruit for me, it's so concentrated. So it gives me like the shakes in my blood. So I do a little bit of maple syrup now and then if I needed it. Honey now and then if you needed it, right? Balance. Okay, now we're going to come back to the protein part because we know right now we live in a world where women need to eat protein for our muscles, our joints, our brain, and all those things. And we're going to talk about the macros later on in a different session. I don't even know which one that is, but it's during the cleanse. So, okay, if you feel like, no, I have to eat protein to all my meals, and that could help to slow the fast processing, which is, it's not so fast that we can't handle it on the smoothies, of course, but it might help to calm the process of moving through the system too fast if we have a little bit of protein with our smoothies. And that would become like a meal. You choose. If we do protein, some do during these cleanses, then do white fish. I recommend cod. It's very hard to find around here. White fish or chicken meat, because those are like a little bit easier to digest. Okay, so do that. Now, if you wanted to, with your smoothies, with your meals, with your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, maybe you start your breakfast with fibers. We know we need to have fibers. We have the quinoa, we have the buckwheat, okay? Brown rice. Oats is such a good grain for our fibers that we also need for our muscles, but oats takes a longer time and it just like, it kind of spikes the blood sugar a little bit quicker. So that's why they put quinoa and buckwheat, because they're very slow and steady. So go and find the buckwheat and the quinoa somewhere. Now, okay, so yeah, they have bulk of it. Yeah, cook it, slow cook it, munch on it, mix it with berries, but be so creative that you can browse through the pamphlet that Standard Process offers on this QR code that I kept on showing, because it has a lot of information there. Okay, just to be sure, there is SB Complete that looks like this. It's the wellness formula. It has the number of 2820 on the front. Anyone can eat it. It has all kinds of goodness, whole foods mixed in there. You can read it. I didn't put my glasses on. Broccoli, uh, alfalfa, Brussels sprout powder. It is the red beet. It's all of the and more. There's all of the things that helps to purify, vacuum out, and eat up debris that gets stuck in our digestive system that slows things down. It helps to eliminate it. There are other ones that also says wellness formula, and it says SB complete. There is vanilla flavor, chocolate flavor. I think there's other flavors now. There is one that says with dairy, it might have a little bit more protein. I forgot how much, maybe 50 grams per serving. Maybe you want to do the one with dairy. It has the whey protein. Okay. I do this one, and I have one at home that says with dairy too.
And that one says plain or?
It doesn't even say anything. It just says
Okay.
SB complete.
Okay.
And it says general well-being. It's very safe.
2810, you said?
2820.
20.
2820. SB complete. If you feel like, okay, I'm not doing the animal product meat during this cleanse, I don't want to. Some of you are listening. Maybe you do want to. Maybe some of you would like to. They do recommend if you feel like, wow, I'm depleted, I'm low energy, I need a little bit more, then we could add on, they have Whey Pro Complete. And this is a protein powder from the same company that I think is really good. Looks like this if you need it for muscles, which we do, but we can also live without it for 21 days. We will be just fine. But there is an option to put this in with a smoothie, 1 scoop, and it will just make it a little bit fuller. It will slow the push of the wellness powder a little bit, not much. This is only whey protein and cholesterol. So it also kind of lines and buffer the stomach lining. Cholesterol is that first milk of a mom's cow. Yeah, I don't know if that feels good to eat or not. But that's protein powder. I know. I know, but it is. Yeah, do you want to look at it? Or okay, yeah. Yeah, please do. Yeah, it's good to know that celery burns more calories than it breaks us.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Okay, remember that you can drink broths, beef, chicken, vegetable broth, very satisfying. Oils and fat, avocado oil, butter, ghee, coconut oil, flaxseed oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil, pumpkin, sesame seed oil, tahini. Make sure you're not allergic.
Grapeseed, that's interesting.
It's interesting.
Oh,
It
not
must be
grapeseed.
organic. They have a different kind.
Grape nut.
Not rapeseed.
Yeah.
Grape seed oil, it says. And omega 3 and 9, right? We do not need the omega 6 oils at all. We have plenty of that in our body for our entire lifetime. Yes, but I'm not going to read through this pantry list because that would be too long. But there are so many fun things to read here, and it's very short and nice. Okay, refrain from alcohol, caffeine, tobacco, other stimulants, dairy, eggs, because I think eggs might be slowing it down. When I first did this cleanse, Lynn Mayer, shout out to Lynn Mayer always, who introduced me to this nutritionist in Thailand for many, many years, who worked, and I think she might still work for Stand Up Process. And she said, have an egg if you need to stabilize yourself.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Hard boiled egg.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Okay, refrain from wheat, rye, barley, corn, rice, white rice, bran, bulgur, couscous, and semolina. Those are pasta. No nuts because they're so hard and they it's too much. Okay, processed or refined foods, shellfish, and soy, because soy is also mucusy causing. So it won't work with like the powder.
And most of it's processed.
Most of it is processed.
Soy makes me feel like crap. Okay.
Yeah, soy is a little heavy, but some love soy and it works well. I think it depends on how we're, I don't know, wired, I guess. Okay, so we are raising our happy hormones. We are okay. We're not buying the other supplements when we go through the list. We are just getting the SB Complete Wellness formula with either dairy or just the rice protein. And we might get a tub of the whey protein as well, if we feel like that could help us, right? Then we are good for the whole time. And then, hello, hello. And then congratulations to you, baby. Yay.
Are you just doing like a wellness thing?
Yes, we are. Uh-huh.
Purification?
Yes. Yeah, you are always welcome to hop in. We're midway through right now. We're done a little bit, but yeah, but you are in mama mode, so we're
I
not.
just wanted to check it out because I do drop her off at preschool, so I'm.
Yeah,
gonna-
And if you want to pop in May, come on in and just listen if you wanted to the different topics. Not that I would ever want you to purify during babyhood,
Right,
no.
but just I know about it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yes, you're welcome. Absolutely. Okay, how to prepare, order your products, clear the pantry, stock up on the Whole Foods list of shopping. We all know how to make a smoothie with water. First and foremost, with water. If we need to, we take coconut milk. I know some have said that really saved them when they used coconut milk in the previous.
Pretty much pure like canned coconut milk? No.
Uh, But no, I think you can, I think there is in the, you just check out so there's no safflower oil in them or
They
something
should
like.
have like, yeah. Or like gums.
Yeah,
There's one brand, but I can't recall.
yeah, if there's somebody who can remember what brand it is, it does not have all the different additives. We have to read when we,
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
purchase. Yeah, the canned, you can do the canned too.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you could do coconut cream and whip it and
Mhm.
dip your vegetables in it. You know what I mean? Make it work.
Yeah,
This is to eat. We have to eat a lot of foods that are recommended on this list because that's going to help the purification. If we know what happens if we don't eat, then nothing happens. The body's like, okay, I'm stopping everything because I need to live tomorrow and have energy. So I'm not going to burn anything. So we have to eat a lot and drink a lot of good water. Okay, if we eliminate all the processed food, so we don't have headaches the first week. Okay, protein, we did that, day 1 to 10, day 11 to 21. Okay, yeah, we took a look at the tubs. We know how to do these things. So some of you are before this is my last thing. Some of you are like, okay, I want to do these 21 days. I don't want to do powders. I don't want to mix smoothies. I don't want to do that. The reason I recommend the powder for the 21 days, because it is a 21-day designed purification cleanse to better our digestive system and to clear our liver, first and foremost, the organ that helps us to keep us balanced, right? Purified.
Thanks.
Yeah, but if you feel like, oh gosh, I just want to do whole foods for that, then I mean, I know I have chocolate in this tray today and that we don't do chocolate during the plants, but cacao powder, there's cacao powder, there's all the superfoods ones in the, yeah, we don't want to just, but if we needed to have a cup of hot cacao with some honey, there is a yummy treat in between big hearty meals of vegetables, fruits, and beans and healthy oils and the non-grains. Okay, I brought my Whole Food 30 book. This is not what we're doing. We're not doing Whole 30, but we're doing Whole 21 with the SP Complete. Kind of, sort of, but this is this is a different thing, but you might want to look into that. I just want to bring it. Has some great pictures in here, inspiration. I'll bring it every time. You can take pictures, you can browse through it. I mean, there's online forever these days, so we can easily find, but it is good to have on hand just to be like, oh, how can I do this and still stay on my clients? And there's lots of fun recipes in there. Another that I like, I'm just bringing this one too, the body clock. It's Chinese medicine. And in here, it says it's very easy. You can just look on the front, like the clock, it starts in an awkward direction, one down at the bottom, but it says the times when our organs are active and when our organs are not active. And when we can, it's how to, like, for instance, if we are doing this, like, oh, I need to sleep better. Okay, we will actually sleep better on this. And if we need to just work maybe a little bit more harmoniously with, okay, we should have breakfast between 7 and 9. We should empty our bowels between 5 and 7 before we eat again. We should take a little rest between 3 and 5, or just slow down a little bit. After lunch, the kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder, we talk about it for you to come to yin, you hear them a lot, but they have different times. The organs have different times when they work, and they have different times when they rest. That could be fun to look into. Looks like this. Something to look into. I don't know. I like it. I think it's kind of fun. And then I'm like, oops, that was if we wake up at 2 o'clock at night, between 1 and 3 is gallbladder and liver. Liver is 2 to 3, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So if we wake up at 2 o'clock at night, maybe there's too much sugar for the liver to process, and it wakes up because it's like, hey, I'm supposed to rest now, but I still have all this sugar from processed foods to process, and so I have to wake you up because I have to speed up the process here a little bit to keep our body healthy and clean. Okay, just things like that. It says like that in there. And then we know why we wake up, and we can be like, oh, that organ is needing to work, but I really should have rested that organ and eaten this instead. So these 21 days I offer to you to join for fun, to feel better, to feel lighter, to vacuum suck our gut lining, our intestines, and all of the organs, and have them work a little bit more harmoniously afterwards. And then we have steered our way into eating a little bit, maybe more balanced afterwards. Because every now and then I don't know about you guys, but I roll into like, oh, I can have some of this and this and that. Nope, I'm supposed to be over here eating.
Yeah.
We do all do that, right? Because there's so much food out there to choose from. And some of it, yes,
And no nuts, right?
no nuts, because they are hard. They're hard, but the protein is hard to break down. So they also take a lot of water, so they cause a little bit of bloating. We get a lot of water in this. Okay, so we drink a lot of purified spring water. In a perfect world, we drink water. With this in between, and sometimes if we're like, oh, I need something pick me up. Well, maybe we just need a glass of water. Who knows? But certainly, if we're hungry, we need to eat. This is about eating.
How much water do you think a day? Like 12 cups or?
Yeah, like 2 liters for ladies, I think, and like 3 for men usually. And it's more than we are used to. Now, there are 2 organs in the body, 2 meridians in the body that I think is interesting. That is the water regulators in the body, which is the lung meridian and the large intestine meridian. So those 2 organs require water to work properly. So if we're dehydrated, if we are on a processed food binge, we all get dehydrated, and then it doesn't always work so well because we get dehydrated, so things don't move as smoothly through the breath. I mean, in the body, for the breath or for the elimination process. So it's good to know that when we hydrate with water, we help large intestine and our lungs, which is a huge system in our body to help us to process things. Yeah, I brought these. Please take one of these. And at home, we can drink bubble water. We can drink flavored bubble water. It has no additives. It has no sugar or it doesn't have any. I mean, certainly no sodas. You guys all know that.
That's allowed, even though it has like natural flavors.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, just spring water. Sure. But
Good to know.
yes, good to know, right? Yeah, in a perfect world,
If you
unflavored
crave it.
everything. In a
Let's
perfect
do
world.
water.
Just keep it within your comfort zone, here and at home. So last year, in the fall, we did this cleanse, and it was just through Zoom. And this time around, we are meeting. I'm gonna just put on my glasses and read when we are meeting and what we're talking about, and then we're done. So we're starting on the 4th, which is a Monday. We start on our own. We start on the 4th on our own. Some of you are starting on the 5th, some of you are starting before, some of you are doing it alone and just tagging along, which is great. The 4th we start is a Monday. I thought that was easy.
Yeah.
And I also chose May this year because April last year was a little bit too cold. I remember that it was kind of cold. It was snowing at some point and it was hard to drink smoothies for us towards the end. But we did it. And okay, so so it's Tuesdays and Fridays meeting. If there is 6 meetings, and then there's one wrap up. Okay, and I think you all have this one. If not, you can go to the website and find it. Okay, the first day we talk about whole foods, how many servings, and pro and prebiotics. We talk about the second day. We talk about cravings and all the vitamins and all the many different diets. And on the third meeting, we talk about superfoods. They're a little bit new. They've been updated a little bit since last one around. Talk about antioxidants, all the phytonutrients and things like that. Yay, my favorite. And then we talk about super grains and dairy. Some are super, some are not. And dairy, some are not super. And then we talk about micronutrients, which is all the phytonutrients and all the things that we find in vitamins. And we talk about macronutrients, fats, protein, carbs. And then we talk about processed foods, bye-bye, and how to stay off it. And then we talk about at the wrap-up call about oil pulling and dry brushing. If you don't know what that is, listen to that. It's kind of fun. Okay, vitamins. Yes, take your vitamins during this cleanse. Take your vitamins and your healthy oils. Yes, it works. This one has enough. If it feels like, wow, that's too much for my liver, for my kidneys, for my digestion, there's too much vitamins going on, maybe the SP Complete powder has enough. Should we read 2 seconds what's in the powder just so you can hear it? Okay, so we have it on to the call too. Okay, okay, it has been blocked over, so I'm not reading it. You have to scan it, look and turn it when you find a picture. There's so many pictures online. I have one also on my website, so you can turn it around with it, things like that. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Lisa, for being on the call. Thank you to Brandy, Chris, and Marilyn. Are you ready? The 4th of May.
Sure.
Sure. And then we have Cinco de Mayo. Maybe we'll do cilantro smoothies that day or something. We can make our own salsa, right? We'll mix it up and we'll just do our own version of everything.
Cilantro is really good.
Cilantro is
The liver, isn't it?
yes, it's just like liver detox galore.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good.
Lentils are okay.
Lentils, I believe, no. Did they take those away?
No, they added them.
They added it back. Okay, yeah, they're easy to digest.
And they make a great soup with
They
vegetables.
do. Okay, great. Lentils.
Like,
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Let me see what it says. Raw bananas, on food.
Yeah.
I mean, we can eat bananas. That's huge.
Oh,
they're like you, right?
yeah, they're like.
Yeah, okay. It's very small print, but yeah, lentils is back on. That's amazing.
Wow.
Okay, great. Yeah.
You
can
can
do that.
spices, different spices for like
Yeah,
cinnamon,
bring out all the spices.
as long as they don't have sugar.
Yeah, yeah. All the spices, make it taste good, spice things up. We're a whole group of, I think, 10 at the moment that has signed up, and we have, is it 2 weeks out? I chose to do this a few weeks
week and a
before.
half.
So we have time to order the powder. Yes, there's many websites that sell it. Because this is a very great company who only uses real products. There's no fillers of whatsoever. You can find it on holistic websites. You can just search in SB Complete Wellness Formula, and there will be an array to show up. Some of you will choose to order it from a holistic website. Some of you will order it from the website that should not be named.
Yeah.
But that's quick delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you choose where you want to. There is no right or wrong to order that powder. And the company itself doesn't sell it because they have distributors. Thank you. I'm going to close the meeting for now. And thanks for listening. Lisa, I think you're there. I'm going to say thank you. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll send out the recording as well.